Do you ever look back and think, if only I had known this earlier? I've had more of those moments than I can count, especially after turning 70. It's funny how life keeps teaching us long after we think we're done learning. Schools taught us how to solve for X, how to memorize dates, even how to diagram sentences. But the most important lessons? The ones that shape who we are and how we live. Those came much later, through experience, heartache, joy, and time. Turning 70 didn't feel like crossing a finish line, it felt like unlocking a secret room. Suddenly, I began seeing life with a clarity I never had before. The noise quieted. The expectations faded. And what remained were the truths I'd collected over decades, tucked into the corners of everyday moments. These are truths that no school ever taught me, but ones I wish everyone could learn, especially those still chasing answers in all the wrong places. One of the first truths I learned after 70 is this: your worth is not tied to your productivity. For most of my life, I measured my value by how much I could do, earn, or achieve. A full calendar meant I mattered. A busy schedule meant I was needed. And if I wasn't constantly doing something useful, I felt invisible. But here's the thing, as we get older, we naturally slow down. Our bodies ask us to rest more, our days stretch wider with stillness, and suddenly we're faced with the question, who am I when I'm not producing? It was a tough one. I struggled with it. I remember one afternoon, sitting in my garden, doing absolutely nothing. And for a moment, I felt guilty, like I was wasting time. But then I noticed the breeze, the birds, the way the sunlight filtered through the leaves. I felt more alive in that stillness than I had in all my running around. That's when it hit me, our presence is more powerful than our productivity. Being is enough. You are enough. The second truth is this: forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Now, this one took me a long time to learn. I held on to old hurts like medals, proof that I'd survived, that I'd been wronged, that I was right. But over time, those medals grew heavy. They weighed down my heart, clouded my joy, and kept me anchored in the past. I thought forgiveness was about letting others off the hook. What I didn't see was how tightly I was keeping myself chained. I had a falling out with a friend years ago, someone I'd known for decades. We stopped speaking over something petty, but neither of us wanted to be the first to reach out. That silence lasted for almost 10 years. Then, one day, I saw her name in the obituary section. My heart sank. Not just because she was gone, but because I'd never told her I was sorry. Or that I missed her. I carried that regret with me, and in that moment, I understood that forgiveness isn't about them. It's about freeing ourselves. It's about peace. And so I began practicing forgiveness. With others, yes. But also with myself. For mistakes I made. For words I didn't say. For not knowing better at the time. I forgave the younger me for stumbling so the older me could walk lighter. These two truths, knowing that your worth isn't defined by what you do, and that forgiveness is a path to freedom, changed the way I move through life. They softened me. Made me kinder to others, and to myself. And if you're listening to this and feeling the weight of shoulds and what ifs, I hope you hear this clearly: you are not too old to unlearn the lies. You are not too late to embrace the truths. Now that we've taken a breath together, let's continue. Because there's more life waiting, right here, right now. Another truth that surprised me as I aged was this: strength doesn't always look like it used to. When I was younger, I thought strength meant pushing through, standing tall, never crying, never needing help. I believed strength was loud and bold and visible. But now, I know better. Strength, real strength, is quiet. It's the strength to let go, to rest, to ask for help, to face each day with grace even when your body aches or your heart feels heavy. I remember the first time I used a walking cane. I resisted it for months. I didn't want to look old. I didn't want people to think I was weak. But one day, after nearly falling on a slippery sidewalk, I finally gave in. I chose safety over pride. And you know what? That cane became a symbol not of weakness, but of wisdom. Of accepting change. of loving myself enough to support myself. Sometimes strength means sitting down when your knees hurt. Sometimes it means saying no when you've always been the one who said yes. There's a quiet kind of courage that comes with age. You stop performing for the world. You start living for yourself. You realize that vulnerability isn't the opposite of strength, it's part of it. Sharing your feelings, asking for company, even admitting that you're lonely sometimes, those are acts of bravery. And they build connection, not walls. Speaking of connection, here's another truth I discovered: relationships matter more than achievements. We spend so much of our lives climbing ladders, career ladders, social ladders, even imaginary ladders of success. But when you're older, and you have more yesterdays than tomorrows, you start to see things differently. It's not the titles, the houses, or the trophies that stay with you. It's the people. The moments. The love. Some of my most precious memories now are not the ones where I was celebrated for something I did, but the ones where I was simply present with someone I loved. Laughing over dinner. Holding a friend's hand in silence. Watching my grandchild fall asleep in my arms. Those are the treasures I carry. Not one of them came with applause. But every one of them shaped my soul. We often regret the time we didn't spend with those we care about. The calls we didn't make. The visits we postponed. But it's never too late to reconnect. To forgive. To tell someone you love them. You don't have to make it perfect, you just have to make it real. One honest conversation can bring more joy than 100 achievements. And so, if you're listening and you've been wondering if the relationships in your life still matter, let me assure you, they do. They always will. Call someone today. Write a letter. Hug a little longer. Love as deeply and as often as you can. I've learned that what we leave behind isn't in bank accounts or resumes, it's in the hearts we've touched. The people who will remember us not for what we did, but for how we made them feel. And now, here's the final truth I've come to believe with all my heart: joy is something you must choose. It doesn't always arrive on its own. You have to invite it, nurture it, protect it from the worries and noise of the world. Joy, I've found, isn't loud. It's often found in the simplest places: morning sunlight, a good cup of tea, an unexpected smile. I used to wait for joy, thinking it would come once everything else was sorted out, once the bills were paid, the aches were gone, the family was settled. But life is never fully sorted out, is it? And waiting only delays the beauty that's already here. So now, I choose joy. Even on the hard days. Especially on the hard days. I play music in the kitchen. I dance a little even if my knees complain. I let myself laugh out loud when something is funny. I say yes to small adventures, even if they're just walks down a different street. And I've learned this: the more you look for joy, the more it shows up. Like a dear friend who just needed a little invitation. Joy doesn't mean everything's perfect. It means we're still open to the beauty of life. To the wonder of being here, right now, with breath in our lungs and stories still left to tell. So if you've forgotten how to find joy, or feel like it's forgotten you, I want to gently remind you, it's still there. Waiting. Wanting to be noticed. Don't wait for a reason to smile. Smile because you can. Smile because you're here. That's more than enough. As we wrap up our time together, I want to thank you for listening, not just to me, but to yourself. To the part of you that still believes in growth, in love, in hope. You are not finished. You are not forgotten. You are still becoming. If anything I've shared today resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment, share your own truths, or tell someone about this video. And if you'd like to hear more, please consider subscribing to the channel. Every story, every lesson, helps us all feel a little more connected. Until next time, take care of your heart. Be kind to your past. Stay curious about your future. And remember, no matter your age, there is still so much life in you. Wishing you peace, joy, and a gentle smile today and always.